Hi everyone, my name is Sholo and welcome to my channel. As you may have guessed, I'm currently in Rio de Janeiro enjoying the annual Carnival, which is in full swing. There are two aspects to the Carnival. The first one, which as you can see is the street parties, otherwise known as the blocos, and as you can see it is in full swing. And also it's about 1:30 in the afternoon and it's 34 degrees centigrade, so in terms of Fahrenheit, probably about 100 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, the other aspect of Carnival which I want to touch up on is the Sambadrome, because you're here to find out, how to get tickets, and I'm going to give you some tips and things to look out for, because as someone who has attended the Sambadrome about at least 10 times, I think I have some useful tips for you. Just before I get into the meat of this video, I want to make one point very clear, and if it is the only point you take away from this video, then I'll be pleased. And just to show you how serious I am, I'm going to remove my specs so you can see the whites of my eyes as I make the point. And that is, never ever buy tickets from a ticket tout. You will see them at the Sambadrome, sometimes you'll see them on the street. I've even been approached at the hotel I've been staying in, asking me if I want to purchase tickets. And my answer is always no. And again, I don't care how desperate you are, always remember this: you can always purchase the tickets from official retailers, even on the day of the Carnival. There are always tickets, because the Sambadrome fills 90,000 people. So believe me, you'll always get tickets from the official avenues. So again, that is the point that I want to make very clear. Do not buy from anybody asking you on the street. And perfect example, it's a beautiful hot day here. Once you've had a few drinks and someone can just come and ask you out of the blue, do you want to buy tickets? Again, with the sun, with a few caipirinhas or beers or whatever, you may be tempted to say yes. The answer should be a big no. So buying a ticket for the Sambadrome should be a very simple process. And the first thing you want to do is find a reputable site that sells tickets for the Sambadrome. So in this example, I'm going to use the site that I've used for years, and they've been trying to test it. There's never been an issue whatsoever. But again, you can find that one. But for this, I'm going to use carnivalbookers.com, because for me, again, never had an issue in all the years that I've used them. So when you go on there, you will see the schedules for the first 1, 2, 3, 4 days, the official days, and then obviously there's the 5th day, which is the Champions Parade. So there you will go and select the day or the days that you want to attend, and then the number of tickets as well. Just one thing to note, you will have to pay a booking fee for, if I'm not mistaken, for each ticket. It's not a lot, and it's just something that you have to do. Again, it's not a lot, but just when you see it, don't be surprised. So then, once you've selected the day or the days that you do want to attend, also you will be asked to make an appointment when you want to collect the ticket. Now, one thing to be mindful of is you can collect the tickets right up until the day of the actual Carnival itself, so the choice is yours. And again, if you do not make the appointment date, it's not an issue. Now, one thing I've noticed this year that has been different for many years is that When I arrived, in fact, I was about 30 minutes late, which by Brazilian standards is not an issue whatsoever. But this year was different, because when I arrived at the Hotel Atlantico Hotel, I was really surprised, because I just expected to walk in through the reception and go and collect my tickets. But as I said, I was surprised because there was a really long queue outside. It snaked around the side, and that queue was at least about 45 minutes long, and I was surprised. So luckily they had the people working there, and I asked them, so what's the queue for? They said that the queue is for people who do not have tickets. But unfortunately, the queue also included people like myself who had tickets and had an appointment. I was surprised. So just be mindful that you could get there even though you've made an appointment, but regardless, you still have to go to the back of the queue. But again, so just be mindful. And on that note, because it's really hot, do take some drinks with you, prior some water. The good thing is the staff, they were really good. They were giving out free ice cream, water. So again, I've got to give them credit for doing that. That mustn't be forgotten at all. Okay, so once you've made your tickets, then the appointments, then you pay. Shortly after that, you should receive an email confirmation confirming that you've purchased your tickets for the day or days that you do want to attend the Sambadrome. Now, that email is they're not your tickets. It's a voucher, digital email with you on your phone, and then they'll use that. Or what I tend to do is print copies, color copies of that voucher, and then I take it with me. The reason why I do a few is just in case I lose one, at least I know I've got backup somewhere else. You can take those with you to Hotel Atlantico, and then that's where they will transfer your voucher to the ticket. So once you've done that, again, it's really simple process. Then after that, you touch down in Brazil, then you go to collect your tickets. And the other thing to note is when you go to collect your tickets in Rio de Janeiro, there's a station, I think it's called Sique Campo, something like that. And the best way to get there is by the metro. And that station is called the Sique, I think it's Sique Campo. Okay, forgive me if the pronunciation is incorrect. So you go there, it's very simple. And once you exit the station, you really cannot miss Hotel Atlantico. It's pretty much there. So, and then as I mentioned earlier, do be prepared to see a queue, because things were different this year. Again, it may depending, maybe next year in 2024 or whenever, it may be different. But again, prepare for the worst, so that if you get there and it's not so bad, then that's great. And the other thing to note is when I went there, my appointment was for like 1 o'clock in the afternoon, so it was busy. Then some of them told me, some of the staff, they said, oh, maybe it might be advisable if I come back later, say about 6, 7 in the evening. And I said, no, that didn't make any sense to me, because I have to go back and then come back again. And for me, the hotel that I stay at, it's always like a 20-minute walk to the Sambadrome. So I said, no, I'm not going to do that. So again, just be prepared for the worst, and you may get there and there's no queue at all. Now, a very important point: before you go to set off to go to the Hotel Atlantico to collect your tickets, you must take, and I cannot stress enough, you must take the debit or credit card that you paid for the tickets with. In addition to that, you must also take an ID. I usually take my passport. Okay, because without those, they will not release the tickets to you, and it's a long way to go without getting your hands on your tickets. And also, something else I've got on my notes here that's, again, really important to do is that whatever name you have that you put down on your tickets when you book, make sure it is the same name that is on your ID card. I'm going to give you a classic anecdote, something that happened to me few years ago. So I paid with a particular I think I paid with a debit card, and I turned up with a credit card. I had all kinds of problems, honestly, big mistake. So make sure that whatever name is on your tickets when you book is the same name that you have with the card you're paying with. So for example, if your name is, for example, Anthony, but when you book, people call you colloquially Tony. So when you made the booking, you put Tony, but then on your debit or credit card, it says Anthony. No, make sure it is standard. Whatever it says on the debit or credit card you pay with, make sure that that is the same on the name that when you enter your name in for the booking. Honestly, I've been through it. It is hell. So I don't want you to go down that road and then get there and there's problems. Okay, so once you're at the Hotel Atlantico, you snake through the queue. If there's a queue, you'll go in. It's all downstairs, past the reception area. They'll guide you. You go to a room, you'll sit down, and then luckily they're multilingual. They'll ask you to speak English, Spanish, and so forth. Then what they'll do is they'll take the voucher that you paid with. Remember, as I mentioned earlier, it has a QR scan code on it. They'll do that. Then they'll ask you for the debit or credit card that you paid with, and then some form of ID. Now, one thing I want to prepare you for is they will take the debit or credit card that you paid with, and again, make a real mental note of this. They will take a photo of that debit or credit card, but what they will do is they will, and they tell you this, and make sure they do this, is they will put like a post-it note. So the long number across the debit or credit card that you have, they will cover the last 4 digits, obviously for security purposes, and then they will take a photo of the card just to make sure that what you paid for is what tallies with what's on this. Again, make a mental note, make sure that yes, they're not taking and like I said, I've always watched them, they've always covered the last 4 digits on the card. So again, just in case you get one that doesn't make, just remember that, so, remind them that they should cover the last four digits for your security. So again, like I said, everything is official, but yeah, so that's the thing, and don't be surprised to see that. So then once you go through that process, then they'll send you to another room, and there you will tender your voucher, and there you will collect your tickets, and then and it comes in an A4 like envelope, really nice, well designed on it, beautiful. It does look really nice. Once you get that A4 envelope, you are officially going to the Carnival. And the other thing to note as well is that obviously inside the envelope will have the tickets. In previous years, the tickets, they were a particular type for quite a few years now, but then I noticed that this year the tickets looked a little bit different. which is not a problem at all. But I preferred the old style tickets because they had, like, you could put them around your neck, where and that was really nice. Had a nice loop and a tag to them, so you again put them around your neck. But these ones this year, I don't like them because they just you could easily lose them. So I didn't like that at all. The only ones that they will still keep the loop around the neck is if, for example, you purchase tickets for the front boxes. But again, like I said, once you have your ticket, you're happy and good to go. Naturally, when you're on the website looking to purchase tickets, I'm sure you'll see that the cheapest tickets are in the grandstands. And those tickets can cost you anything from $30 upwards. But again, the prices are reasonable. And the other thing to know is that the closer to the event, the more costly the tickets will be. So again, even in the grandstands, yes, like I said, $30 if you book them. And as an example, let's say you book it 8-9 months before, you can get them for like $30-40. And then obviously the closer the event gets, you find out they could still cost, say, $100-120 and so forth. So do definitely keep that in mind. But overall, the cheapest tickets will always be in the grandstands. Naturally, the deeper your pockets, then you can afford to buy tickets further down and even right up to the front row. So, if my memory serves me correctly, the grandstands are called the Aquibanca. Then you've got other sections as well, such as the Camarote section, but they tend to be more for the locals. And that section is just below the grandstand. You'll see them from the grandstand. You can see people, the locals, and they all have like coloured, specific coloured tops, and sometimes they'll have the days on them as well. And yeah, that section is way too expensive for me. Then you can go right down to the Frissas. Frissas is always the front row. Obviously you get, and then you get covered boxes as well. Get those really nice views, but get really expensive. Again, those ones can cost you anything from $350 northwards. And again, if you can afford to buy those, absolutely, I'm not here to suggest that you should not. Absolutely, if I could afford them, I would. I would be at the front as well. One thing you can do, and something I did this year that I haven't done before, is I purchased my tickets a year in advance, and they were all for the grandstand. But then I decided that I was going to upgrade one of the days to a Frissas, so from the grandstands to the Frissas right to the front, which I managed to do at the Hotel Atlantica. I didn't think it was possible, but I asked, and they said yes. Obviously, I think I paid about $350, but the views were spectacular, and I was literally touching distance of the performance, so that's possible. Moving on, obviously, when you're on the website, you'll also see that the Carnival Parade, it runs for 4 consecutive nights. Then a week after that, then you'll have the Champions Parade. So just want to go back to those 4 consecutive nights. So the first 2 nights, you will have the access groups. And what I like about those access groups is that their floats are not too tall or too high. So if you're sitting at the front, then that's great. And those access groups, they are what I call the second tier of the carnival performance at the Sambadrome. And the best sort of analogy, as an international person probably watching this, best analogy I can give, so if for example you're from the UK, the access groups will be like the championship teams of football, and in terms of America, the access groups will be sort of comparable to like the minor leagues in baseball. but don't be deceived, because they are really good. Then after those 2 nights, you have the special groups. And again, in comparison, in the UK, the special groups would be like the Premier League teams in football, and then in terms of the Americans, the special groups can be comparable to like the Major League Baseball players, the elite of the elite. And you will see that it's about 15 or 16 elite samba schools. So they will perform on those last 2 nights. And I have to say, the floats are enormous. It's incredible. And the best view for those are definitely in the grandstands. If you have tickets at the friezas or below, you have good views, but you will miss certain things that are happening on the float. Again, it's incredible. Again, if you want to see those, you can see some of those on my channel. And obviously, going back to the Champions Parade, those will be usually about a week later, and it will consist of the winners of the overall carnival plus 5 runners-up. So on the Champions Parade, you will see 6 samba schools effectively. So do keep that in mind. Okay, one thing I want to definitely bring up is when you're booking consecutive nights for the Sambadrome, especially the first 4 nights. Now, I'm not here to scare you, but probably just to advise and protect you, because when you're sitting at home months away, you think, oh, let's go to this, let's go to the Carnival Parade, it looks fantastic. You're sitting there, I've done it myself, I'm like, oh yeah, 1 night, oh yes, 2 nights, 3 nights. That's why we're there. Okay, let's do 4 nights. Let's make a big thing of it. We may only go once in our life. Let's do it. My advice to you is to be careful booking consecutive nights, because whilst it sounds glamorous when you're booking it, but when you're physically going through it, it is an ordeal. And the reason why I say it is an ordeal is that each night it runs from, say, anything from 9:30 a.m. to about 5 or 6 a.m. or sometimes it starts 10 p.m. and it runs to about 6 a.m. And also do factor in, if it rains or if there's any other delays, it will add a knock-on effect. So and then you really are there for a long night. So if you think you're up during the day and then you get back to your hotel room, you think, oh good lord, it's like 6-7 p.m. and you think, oh yeah, we still got the carnival. You could be up for another 12 hours. So think carefully before you book the consecutive nights. In addition, I would advise getting to the carnival early on each night. So you really want to be there about say 2 hours before, so you can see it's a long stretch. So my advice is to think carefully before booking consecutive nights, because it sounds glamorous, but it is not. I've met on every time, even on this occasion, I've met couples and families, they booked for consecutive nights. They were struggling just after the first night. And a lot of people, they don't make it throughout the night. By 2-3 a.m. they're out, because they don't realize what it takes to attend the whole event, especially for 1 night. So if that's 1 night and you're doing it the second, third, no, it's punishing. And also, I do not want you to waste your money, because these tickets are not cheap. So that's why I'm giving you this advice. Now, the way because I really like the whole event, I will book all for consecutive nights. But here's how I am able to attend all consecutive nights. So what I would do is, when one parade night finishes, then what I do, go back to the hotel, have some breakfast, and I'll sleep for a few hours. I get up, I may go and see the sun, get some sun for a little bit, but then about 2-3 p.m. in the afternoon, I return back to my hotel and I have to sleep for about a good 3-4 hours. I'll wake up and it's about, I get ready, so it's about 7 p.m. about that time. Get ready, then I will make my way to the Sambadrome. See, as I said, you need to be there about 2 hours before it actually starts. And sometimes I've been there 2.5 hours before, and I still cannot get the good seating point within to get the best view, because like I said, it is punishing. And then whilst I'm there, sometimes I'll get something to eat at the Sambadrome, and then I always have some Red Bull because it is punishing. So that's how I'm able to do it for the 4 nights. And believe me, after the first night, it is tough. So again, I'm just giving you my experience. Again, I'm passing on this advice because I don't want you to spend all that money, because it's a lot of money, especially if there's 2, 3, 4 of you. And then you think, we can't do this. We can just about do one night, let alone 2, 3, 4 nights. What I would advise is, if you think one night, if you can, again, even one night, you see, I have to alter my schedule to make sure I can fit it to enjoy the whole event. So my advice is, maybe one night, have space, then maybe another night. So again, that's the best advice I can give you. Also, if you want to get the best view of the Carnival, I mean, all the views are good wherever you are, but I think everybody knows the best area to be in is in Sector 6. That's a top secret. It is Sector 6. And the reason why it's Sector 6 is because, and it's not even all of Sector 6, it's a particular section within Sector 6. The reason why it's Sector 6 is because all the performers that do their parade along the Sambadrome, they have to do their routine in front of the judges, which is in Sector 6. Well, it's in Sector 6, but it's below the grandstand. You don't see them, but the performers, they stop at that particular section, facing the judges, Sector 6, and they are doing their routines. And I said, it's really, really good. And those are like prize seating. And that's why I mentioned earlier that's why I had to get to the Sambadrome. I've been there 2.5 hours early. And again, if it's a popular night, I've struggled. I thought, yes, it was only one night out of the 4 nights I was in Sector 6, but I wasn't right in the corner, right above the judges. So there's a particular area, so Sector 6, where it's between the wall and the first set of stairs. You need to be in that section, and it's really, really tough to be there. That's it, 2.5 hours, and I'm pretty sure the one that I was there 2.5 hours before, it was already full with locals, and I was stunned. And I'm convinced they must have been there, lining up there to get those seating. I suspect they had been there, I think, from about 6 p.m. because it was incredible. So just to show you how popular it is, like I said. But again, if you do not get Sector 6, you get other good areas as well. But Sector 6, everybody knows that is the sector to be in. And again, it's not all of Sector 6, it's a particular section within Sector 6. So again, that's really, really important to know. Okay, the other thing to be aware of
is pickpockets. Because again, it's a nice atmosphere, friendly, everyone's there enjoying themselves. But again, I cannot stress enough, always be aware of pickpockets. I met a Scottish man with his Turkish girlfriend this year, and I couldn't believe it. They said that someone's within the Sambadrome snatched the mobile phone of his Turkish girlfriend, snatched the mobile phone, cell phone, right in the Sambadrome. I was really surprised. So again, cannot advise, always make sure you have your personal belongings with you, because you just never know who. I just assume I take everybody as good people, but there you go, you can just get surprised. I mean, what I tend to do is I have everything in my bag, that's over the shoulder bag, and I keep that bag in front of me. I put all my phone, everything within it, and it never leaves my sight. It's always in front of me. So again, cannot advise you not, just beware of your beware of pickpockets. So just beware of your personal possessions as well, especially when you're back time nice until you've had a few drinks and stuff. So don't be too lax. Then leading on from that, if for whatever reason you're not able to make it to the carnival, I've got plenty of footage on my channel so you can watch, and all for free. And you know what? All of the material that you'll see on my channel, it involves me standing, as I mentioned to you, it's a punishing schedule. Sometimes I'm there 2.5 hours before it actually starts, then the parade starts, and then I'm there from the start to the finish. Would you believe a lot of that involves me standing on one spot for sometimes 10 hours. That is correct, 10 hours. I do not move, because with the seating, there's the grandstands, there's no seating numbers, so it's all for all. And then sometimes I've seen fisticuffs, fights, because people move and people become territorial, because everyone wants to get a good vantage point, and then so if you leave, you will not get your standing position back. So I've been in one spot for 10 hours just to get those footage that you will see on my site. So you can see a lot of time, effort and money has been spent. Yes, I have to I have to definitely make that point clear. But I say, if you can always watch them on my channel. And obviously, just to sign off, if you've got any questions about the parade or anything you feel I may have left out, I'm always open for questions. That's what I'm here for. And also, I do go into detail about the carnival on my in another video, to go more into depth on that. That video was 2 hours long, because I covered pretty much a lot of aspects about traveling around Brazil, but I also cover the carnival in more depth. And again, you can skip the irrelevant sections in that video and then just go to the particular parts. And in that particular video, I do, in the description box, I do break it down, cover the blog posts, and also cover the carnival parades. So again, I go into more detail there. So again, watch that video. Again, any questions you have, carnival or anything else, I am more than happy to respond. Again, no question is too large or too silly, because again, it's better to know than you get to Brazil, because again, when you're at home, everything seems smooth running, but when you get to Brazil, things don't always run the way you think they are, with the heat and the, again, going different cultural differences and stuff. So again, I think like I said, I've been in Brazil enough times to have witnessed a lot of things, and I still witness different things all the time. So again, that's pretty much it for this video. Yeah, my name is Shola. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in another episode. Ciao.
Now that station you see in front of me, you do not want to walk down there. instead. I'm gonna walk around here and look for this mural that you can see here. You've got something up there, and then just walk along here. Very simple. And the other thing to note is that there is plenty of police presence, so you will feel safe. Nevertheless, always make sure that you are taking care of your possessions. It's a hot day. It's just coming up to 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and it is brutally hot. I'm sure you can see very, very little. I've just summed up the weather. It's the 27th of February, and I do believe that Carnival is officially over. So if you're in somewhere in the northern hemisphere and it's freezing, okay, so here, and I'm sure you start to see right there across the road is the Hotel Atlantica. So whilst I'm here, I'm going to show you another exit. Could possibly come out of, always depends on where you come out to. So right there, where that lady is standing just there, that lady's entrance, that's the other exit. So that one, just come out, and then you look for, there you go, Hotel Atlantica Copacabana, right there. And again, some really nice views. And then what you do, just wait for the traffic lights, don't be a hero. Okay. Whew. It's a hot day. And just over there, that's the road straight down to Copacabana. And you can't see very well, but smoky, a bit hazy up there. You can see, I think it's Christ the Redeemer. So this is the hotel. This is it. This is where you pick up your tickets. As I mentioned earlier, normally once you book your appointment, you'll find. So this is the place. It's the main street. Looks like street. And when I came, fortunately for me, there was a long queue which snaked all the way down there, further than your eye can see. Boy, it was tough. So again, just come prepared with a drink or something. Come, the worst that even if it's not, then you know you've had it hit, even if you made an appointment. So yeah, that's all. That's it. Show it to you. I know what it's like when you're back at home. Thinking, what does the place look like? Ooh, what am I expecting to see? That is what you are expecting to see. Oh, so you pick up the tickets. Okay. Time for me to sign off. So I'm heading down to Copacabana Beach. As you can see, it's just coming up to 20 to 6 in the morning, and the carnival has just finished. Everyone is in jubilant atmosphere, and it's the last day. Mind you, every day is like this. When it's finished, you're allowed onto the parade itself. Yeah, fantastic. So yeah, so this is what you can expect. Woo. And again, always keep an eye on your watch out for pickpockets. So keep an eye on your purses, wallets from the little bag here. So yeah, so always keep an eye. But as I said, fantastic atmosphere. Yeah, brilliant. So this is what it's like. as you exit the Sambadrome. Pretty busy. And if you notice, you've got people carrying some stuff on their backs. Those are people who have taken part in the parade. So that you'll usually see these bags. The gentleman on the right, the two ladies on the far left. When you see those, the people in front there, so you know they've taken part in the parade itself. Usually they're the local people. Some foreign people do get involved as well, but yeah, when you see those, you know they've taken part in the parade, because each school can have probably up to 4,000 people. Yes, incredible. And believe it or not, as soon as now that the carnival's finished for this year, they start planning for the next year. So again, yeah, so everyone is in good atmosphere. Sometimes you get a few skirmishes, and again, I reiterate, always keep an eye on your bags, purses, wallets. Pickpockets do operate. I've just spoken to a couple from Scotland. Well, the guy from Scotland, his girlfriend's Turkish, and this is my way right here. I'm going to Lapa, and they've just told me that the wife had her phone snatched from her in the Sambadrome itself. So again, can't reiterate enough, just keep an eye on your belongings. Just look round so you can see. And this is just one avenue where people are coming out. They're coming out in all different directions. So yes, so this is what you can expect if you come to the carnival. Yes, an all-night affair. Since you've made it this far into the video, I'm going to give you a really good tip, and that is, at the place where you collect your tickets, do ask them if you can get a free t-shirt. Yes, you can get a free carnival t-shirt, not something that is publicized. If you ask, they may ask you to just fill in a simple questionnaire, and they will definitely give you a free t-shirt. Now there's a tip not to miss.